So Legion definitely a dark horse in this tournament. We haven't really seen them be that successful in any offline events. This has definitely been their strongest showing, because if they win this game, they're guaranteed top 2.
And Legion wanting nothing to do with the Karthus that Reginald has been playing. He was devastating in that game too. He got a triple kill right as he spawned at the end of that, and that was making a serious statement. SGS trying to do the double Zonias to counter that, but no dice, unfortunately. And the Nocturne as well. TSM responding with the Alistar and Shen. Laudamortis played an unbelievable jungle Alistar in that best of 3 against World Elite. So smart ban so far.
Yeah, TSM loves to ban Alistar. They've been banning him for about the last year, if I can remember. They used to ban Urgot, Shen, and Alistar almost every game, but now Urgot not really requiring the USA-style ban. Malphite, of course, coming out. Pretty standard bans from both teams, actually. There's not really any targeting of specific players here. They're just kind of banning what they feel is a little OP.
It looks like both teams are taking their times with these bans. A couple of these matches we've seen ban, and right into the picks, but TSM and Legion being very methodical. Oh, no. The Gragas ban, both Reginald and Wild Tortoise. We have the Legion manager behind us raising his hands in disbelief, but Wild Tortoise was devastating on that Gragas.
And the nice thing about this is they actually picked Maokai away from the odd one. He'd played it the last 3 games, and Laudamortis also has played some successful Maokai this tournament, so I think that's a pretty smart first pick there by Legion.
Certainly Laudamortis, a versatile jungler. He showed his full vocabulary, busting out, I believe he had the Alistar, and in game 1 he did play the Maokai against World Elite. So, and there's X-Special.
Oh, here we go.
Could we see a birthday Blitzcrank? We may very well. And there's the lock-in as well as a potential jungle Nunu.
A little bit of throwback from the odd one there.
Definitely. Odd one loves that jungle Nunu. We saw jungle Nunu a lot in that Season 1 DreamHack Championship, and he has been gaining steam ever since. DemonLol responding with Corki. DemonLol has been a strong, consistent AD carry performer, especially on that Corki.
This is really great, actually, because we just mentioned that Team Solomon had played Soraka, Maokai, and Corki in these games, and they've already taken Maokai and Corki away from TSM, and the Corki-Leona aggression lane, that's going to be a brawly lane with Blitzcrank and Leona.
I think it's safe to say we may see first blood in bottom lane.
Maybe.
Maybe just a little bit. Leona and Blitzcrank, of course, such aggressive supports. X-Special. We talked about their scrimmage against Legion, and there's the Vladimir. Dyrus, really known for his Vladimir. And Reginald, could we see an Anivia?
Is he going to do it?
Could he? I don't want to say yes.
I haven't seen him on Anivia. He's swapping off.
Now he might be trolling us.
I think he's just trying to see the crowd reaction over and over again, and he locks in Graves. He's not even picking for himself at this point.
At this point, he turned around and gave us a little laugh, trolling us a little bit. Grabbing the Graves, Blitzcrank, so much burst, so much crowd control, and so much aggression. This match already is, this game 1 specifically, best of 3 in this winter bracket final, is already turning out to be great from the get-go.
Yeah, so right now Legion has to think about what they want to do to counter up Vladimir, and the Rise locked in right away. That's going to be awesome. Reginald's going to get to pick exactly what he wants to play against Rise. And of the lanes we've already have decided here, Leona Corki is going to be going up against Blitzcrank and Graves. That lane is going to be kind of ridiculous, because even if Blitzcrank pulls in Leona, that could just be Leona's cue to engage. So it's a very dangerous lane. X-Special has to make sure to pull the right thing, otherwise they might lose a fight.
There are going to be some serious fireworks. Nonetheless, high risk, high reward in that bottom lane. Maokai also really heavy ganking. And the quick swap Cruiser. We kept talking about Cruiser. He is famous for his Lee Sin, particularly his top lane Lee Sin. We haven't seen a lot of top lane Lee Sin, but that is exactly what we're going to be seeing in the island. Maybe Nasus there.
Cruiser the Bruiser actually played a couple thousand competitive Lee Sin games before he joined LGN. There's the Morgana from Reginald, and these are our teams.
You got to run down real quick. It's going to be top lane Cruiser on Lee Sin facing off against Dyrus's Vladimir. Mid lane we have Wild Turtle. He's actually swapped back from Wild Tortoise to Wild Turtle for the Rise against Reginald's Morgana in the jungle. Laudamortis on Maokai facing off against Odd One's jungle Nunu, and bottom lane that aggressive matchup. Leona and Corki against Blitzcrank and Graves. This is going to be a wild match. Looking at the team composition, who do you like, Jat?
Well, I always like to favor with TSM since they seem to win every North American tournament, but how strong Legion has played this event makes me think that they're going to probably jump out to a bit of an early lead. Every game we saw Legion against World Elite, it was Laudamortis doing level 3 and 4 tower dives on people and successfully doing them. Since he got the Maokai, he has the window to do that, and getting that away from the Odd One, even though Odd One is legendary Nunu, shows me that Legion actually has a bit of an early advantage here.
I think regardless, it's going to be a fantastic match. I'm going to kick it out to the crowd. If you think Team Legion is going to take this series, let me hear it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And if you think TSM is going to take this series, let me hear it.
It's a little louder, I think.
I think there's a little bit of bias towards TSM in this crowd. I see someone play Gragas, Dyrus OP, a lot of great signs in the crowd, and this crowd is amped. I'm amped. It's going to be a great series and a fantastic game one.
There might be a couple more Team Solomid fans here, if I had to guess.
There may be, yes. Considering their tagline is Bay Life, and we are in the Bay Area, it's no surprise there. Team Legion versus TSM, game one, do not go anywhere. There are going to be some serious fireworks, especially in that bottom lane.
Just about to load into this game here. The mid lane between Wild Turtle and Reginald is going to be really, really interesting because yesterday Wild Tortoise was sticking up right against Messiah, who's the legendary mid laner from China. Reginald is kind of known as the legendary mid laner from North America, so I want to see how he steps it up and lanes up against Reginald. Very, very aggressive style from Reginald's Morgana. Usually when he hits 6, he loves to just flash on top of people, ult them, and then chain that into a Dark Binding. So whether he's able to do that against Wild Turtle will yet to be seen.
And speaking of Wild Turtle, we actually had our very own Shantzilla write a fantastic editorial interview about him, and he asked, why have you changed your name from Wild Turtle, Wild Tortoise? And he says, I have transformed. And it looks like he's transformed back. Yeah, he transformed back to Wild Turtle, so we'll see if that transformation is going to help him. Chaos putting a little bit of burst down onto the Legion bush, but not hitting any member of Team Legion X Special. We've been seeing a lot of early ward placement to get that vision on those junglers. It looks like Legion setting up in that bottom jungle, TSM opting to chill in the mid lane. They do have a Blitzcrank as well as a Nunu, so we could potentially see some early aggression from TSM. Oh, and a great pink ward from Team Legion to deny that vision as Laudamortis sets up around the Wraiths, but TSM, they know that Team Legion is there, so could see some early aggression if X Special is going to be able to land that pull.
Just curious, Team Solomid has wanted to work on their level 1. They think it's one of their weaker points. That was a great, great pink ward because that essentially just denied Team Solomid any early knowledge on where Maokai is starting. Normally they rely on that Wraith ward to play their lanes. Because of this, they're actually invading now with 4 or 5 people. They've guessed that Legion is taking these Wraiths, and they're going to sneak all the way in around and hopefully try to catch them at red or here at Wraiths. This could be really bad for Legion.
Yeah, TSM in prime position to catch Legion off guard, and there is a invade.
The sneaks.
Legion maybe smelled that TSM was there, and they're going to opt to go into the TSM jungle. A couple pings coming down from TSM to pick up that Legion red buff, and Laudamortis is going to pick up the TSM blue buff. Great tactical play from Legion to get out of a potentially sticky situation.
And that was so strange. They both just decided, oh, okay, we're going to trade buffs. A lot of mind games going on there.
Yeah, Laudamortis also opting to not use the smite to go for that. Potentially go for that quick blue whip, but X Special getting the grab, but Nubish responding. Exhaust going down onto X Special. We could see first blood. He is ignited as well. The mana barrier going out. Flash going in from Demon Law, and that is going to be first blood for Demon Law, but they're not done yet. Odd One chasing down Laudamortis, and he's going to grab that blue buff, but Odd One in a heap of trouble. Will he be taken out? Yes, Demon Law will take him again, and Wild Turtle coming in. Nubish, the last ignite hit. Chaos is going to be getting a double kill and a wild level 1 team fight. 2-0 to Demon Law, 1-0 to Wild Turtle.
Look at that flash.
Going after Reginald. The snare going down. Demon Law is in hot pursuit. He doesn't have that Valkyrie yet, but he does have that red buff, and Reginald going so low. What a wild start to this series already.
Yeah, let's hear it from the crowd there. That was a ridiculous beginning. Both teams just deciding they wanted to fight in the river. They both knew they had their junglers. Both mid laners came down to fight, and they just straight up brawled there. 3v2 coming out of it for Team Legion. Really aggressive, reckless start from both teams, but that's just how they like to play.
Yep. We said if Legion is able to use
Oh,
that
the odd one
reckless
coming
style.
in behind Wild Turtle.
Oh, we could see a little bit of danger in there. Odd one getting the slowdown and the snare and the Tormented Soil. Wild Turtle extremely low. A couple more auto attacks is going to do it, and there Odd one taking out Wild Turtle. But Cruiser coming in from the top lane, flashing in, grabbing Reginald, and Mortis takes him out. What a wacky start already. It's not done yet. Ignite going down Odd one, and it looks like the dust is finally going to be settled. We're not even 4 minutes into this game, and already so much action. Just taking quick stock of the situation. Mortis 1-1 and 2. DemonLoL 2-0, but Chaos as well 2-1. Both DemonLoL and Chaos picking up a double kill. Mortis and Odd one exchanging couple of skills. Wild Turtle 1-1 and 1, and Reginald not able to pick up a kill, but he does have those 2 assists. And Cruiser picking up the assist with that fantastic top lane roam.
Yeah,
and bot lane, there's the Zenith Blade going on to X-Special, and wow, just missing. This game is already turning out to be so aggressive from both of these teams.
And it looks like Mortis is roaming top looking for a Vladimir. This is the only lane we haven't seen any action yet, and that's going to change really shortly. Here comes Lee Sin and Maokai for the gank on Dyrus.
Mortis going in. There's the snare. Will he get this out? There's the pool. He may be able to get out of there. There's the knock-up. But Mortis still in hot pursuit. Unfortunately, he is out of mana, and Odd one is coming up to try and turn this one around. Dyrus opting for a little bit of laugh in response to that. Cruiser going to continue on, but DemonLoL going to back. Less than 5 minutes in. Chaos NX special, but Odd one chasing down Cruiser. Mortis coming in for the potential counter gank, but and Odd one also, but Odd one also spamming laugh, so that Odd one Dyrus combination as Adeptic laughing as they are at ganking, and Cruiser solo. Could we see a potential tower dive? Yes, they are, but Mortis is there. Cruiser solo. Will he drop? Yes, he will. Mortis going on. Odd one's going to pick up that kill, but Dyrus is really, really low. Mortis could turn it around. He does have enough mana, but that is still a 1v2 situation. He's going to have to play this really carefully. Mortis low, but able to get out alive. Unfortunately, not able to convert the kill. Great play from TSM already in this game.
Some really nice back and forth there in the top lane. The unfortunate thing for Cruiser, when he roamed mid lane to get that kill, it set him a couple levels behind Dyrus in that top lane, and that's why he has that sort of supremacy right now. Actually going double Doran Shield to match up against Lee Sin's physical damage in the top lane, and that's really interesting, smart play by Dyrus there.
Yeah, Dyrus is level 5, 2 Cruiser's level 3 already starting to pay dividends. Looking at that top lane, Dyrus already so far ahead, 33 minion kills to Cruiser's 14. So if Dyrus gets ahead, as we see Nubish grabbing the Zenith Blade onto Chaos, X-Special turning around and getting the grab onto Nubish, Smokescreen going down, Exhaust onto Nubish, will they be able to drop him? Cleansing, and Chaos picks up the kill, and DemonLoL in a whole heap of trouble, igniting Chaos, and DemonLoL's going to get it. The Valkyrie, will he be able to get out of this alive? He potentially could, but if X-Special lands the grab, and DemonLoL will be able to get out of there. Wow, what a game so far.
Really interesting trade there. Both AD carries just deciding to brawl. DemonLoL sticking around even after Leona died because he knew he would have his Valkyrie up for the escape. Really heads up play there by Corki, and 5-5. LGN and TSM just trading blows more so than I've seen in any game thus far this tournament.
Approaching the 7-minute mark. Despite all of the action, both teams are dead even, not only in kills, but also in gold. TSM has about a 400 gold lead. Special, actually, the mana barrier popping because he is extremely low. Looking at the minion kills for this bottom lane, looks like Nubish and Mortis may actually get a gank onto Reginald. Reginald popping the black shield, and that is Mortis' cue to back off a little bit. But Nubish sticking around on that mid lane. We've been seeing this a lot with the support actually roaming to the mid lane and some of the other lanes to try and lend some support and maybe get a couple ganks.
We've seen everyone roam to every lane so far this game. Lee Sin coming down mid, Morgana and Ryze going down bottom at the start of the game. And here, Team Solo Mid actually pulling a bit of an advantage. I think most of it comes from Dyrus beating up on Cruiser in the top lane. Look at that, double the minion kills as this game is just moving on and accelerating really fast, because 10 kills 7 minutes in is really unreasonable.
And bottom lane, so much aggression from DemonLoL and Nubish. They are trying to push this lane fairly strongly. A couple extra auto attacks. They are definitely not trying to freeze this lane in any way, shape, or form, but Chaos and X-Special have already shown that they are capable of turning this aggression around, and that's what we were saying in Champion Select. Even if Nubish is able to jump onto Chaos, X-Special is going to be able to counter pull, so to speak.
Yeah, and looking at this lane, it's actually pretty much dead even from a minion kill and kill perspective. Chaox has the 2 deaths, but gold-wise and kill-wise and item-wise, they're pretty much exactly up with each other. 2,800 gold on Chaox, 2,900 on DemonLol. Same minion kills. This is a really close game, Jaws.
It is, but TSM is starting to pull ahead a little bit. They've got about an 800 gold lead and a flash going in from Reginald. Will he be able to land the snare? Yes, there's the ult and the snare, the tormented toil and the ignite going down. Wild Turtle will drop Reginald. Aggressive playstyle paying off in that mid lane.
That's how he plays Morgana, gets his ultimate soon as he sees the window, flash ult right into binding. That's exactly what we saw there. Odd1 flashed in actually just to give enough support for the snowball, and that was just what Reginald needed to be able to finish off Wild Turtle. With that kill, he should be taking a bit of an edge in this lane.
Reginald's actually already ahead in minion kills, 49 to Wild Turtle's 37. Wild Turtle was able to pick up that Tear of the Goddess, a little bit of aggressive warding from Reginald. Reginald trying to get Loudamortis out of this middle lane. Loudamortis holding it, but Reginald with that black shield, pretty strong against that Maokai, who has a lot of crowd control.
Loudamortis going for the boots and mobility rush. This is what we've seen almost every Maokai do this tournament. It's all about just getting into root range so he can jump and twisted advance onto them, and that's what Loudamortis has done. He needs to get a few kills here after rushing that, though, because he set his GP10s back by going boots and mobility early on.
And approaching.
Looking for a top lane gank here.
Yeah,
but Odd1 will also be there for a counter if it happens.
It looks like Loudamortis is going to send that Tri-Brush. He may want to back at this point. Dyrus continuing to spam laugh. He is obviously quite satisfied with his performance so far in this top lane. 79 minion kills, 2 cruisers, 46. Dyrus pulling ahead so far, and TSM is doing the same. They are actually approaching a 2,000 gold lead as we hit 10 minutes, 15 seconds.
And they're actually just denying Loudamortis off that tower. They could have easily dove him if he decided to stay there for the minion experience. So really, all of the advantage from TSM coming out of this top lane, really just punishing Cruiser for picking up the Lee Sin against Dyrus' Vladimir.
We see Wild Turtle actually poking around to potentially roam that top lane, but Dyrus is so strong at this point. He's level 8. He has 88 at this point. He has been farming so well, and Cruiser has been struggling. Cruiser picking up that double null magic mantle. We saw him pick that up.
Oh, bottom.
And bottom lane, DemonLol being able to get out of a potential bad situation. I believe he got grabbed, dropping to lower, and looking at the jungle, a lot of pings going down. We could see a steal. Loudamortis going on to Dyrus, and he's going to flash out. He knows a bad situation when he sees one. Unfortunately, Cruiser's in a heap of trouble, but he's able to safeguard. Will Reginald be able to come in and pick this up? He does have the ultimate. Cruiser does kick Reginald out, but he will still go down. Great play from Reginald. Incredible roaming from that Morgana. And it looks like TSM is going to pick up this blue buff as a result.
Yeah, TSM just taking full advantage of having Dyrus be so far ahead of Cruiser. Because of that, they can force 3v3s right inside of Legion's jungle because they just know they have one champion who is substantially stronger than the other. And LGN getting a little cheeky here, trying to not let the blue get stolen. They could get punished for this.
Loudamortis is extremely low, and there goes Wild Turtle getting a little bit wild. He's going in on a 1v4, but DemonLol is on a rampage. He's able to pick up Reginald, and Wild Turtle is able to get Dyrus. Odd1 in serious trouble. He does drop the ultimate, the Leona ultimate whipping, but Odd1 able to get DemonLol, but not before DemonLol picking up a kill, and Chaos and X Special are going to take this bottom tower throughout all this exchange. TSM up 3,000 gold, 12 minutes in.
I actually missed the approach to that fight. It seems that Legion decided to have their bottom lane roam up to defense the blue buff. They got the 3 kills out of it, which was very advantageous for them. However, they had to give up that bottom tower since they roamed away, and TSM pounced on it, taking the tower and extending their gold advantage.
Taking a look at what they have bought with that gold advantage, Reginald picking up his needlessly large rod. He already has those sorcerer shoes, so those ultimates are going to be hitting that much harder. Dyrus as well has picked up a needlessly large rod. He already has that double Doran shield, and he's going cooldown boots, so he is going to look to punish this top lane. Chaos and X Special, on the other hand, are grabbing Dragon. Chaos has that double Dorans. He does have those level 2 attack speed boots. And X Special looking to build out that Heart of Gold. Odd1 has that consume, and he is going to help finish off that Dragon real fast. First Dragon, about 13 minutes into this game.
That was just a sweet play by Team Solo Mid. They knew exactly where LGN was and just could take the Dragon. One thing that Team Solo Mid has to do now, at least KX and X Special, since they've taken the bottom turret, is they have to start roaming around and they have to start forcing objectives, because that lane is going to be frozen there by DemonLol for minion killing gold catch up. it's on TSM to force things like that dragon, and now potentially some more fights in the jungle and some more pushing mid lane.
It looks like Loudamortis getting a little bit of aggression, but Odd1 pushing him out of his jungle. Loudamortis was a fantastic counter jungler in that series versus World Elite, but Odd1 is making sure that he has no chance, and TSM as well doing what they do best, getting aggressive and then taking objectives off of it. We saw Reginald getting that roam top lane and then taking the blue buff as a result of it. Wild Turtle tried to make something happen, and they were able to convert it, but
it's
TSM,
so hard to counter jungle Team Solo Mid,
yes,
especially as the game progresses. The way they play with their jungle, the Odd1 ganks so much that the jungle is the whole team's responsibility. So Dyrus, Reginald, and even Chaos are very free to take the jungle for their team, which means when you try to invade that, you're not just invading one player, you're invading kind of their whole team, and you're much more likely to run into multiple people and get punished for it.
Yeah, that's something we actually saw from Mascot 5, those collapses, and TSM has taken that and made it their own. Looking at the scoreline, 14 minutes in, TSM really starting to pull ahead, 22,400 gold to 17,700 gold. The kills are dead even, but TSM has those 2 turrets, and Tyrus is so farmed, 113 minion kills as Odd1 continues to spam Nunubot's lap. Looking at Cruiser, Cruiser is really behind. That top lane matchup really starting to hurt Legion.
There's a couple things Legion needs to do if they want to crawl back into this game, because they've actually fallen quite far behind. They need an Aegis of the Legion, and they need to team fight around Maokai's ultimate. Team Solo Mid has a double AP comp, which means you need to have a lot of group magic resistance, otherwise you're all just going to get bursted down at once. They really need to get the items, and they really need to force team fights with Maokai's damage reduction. Otherwise, they're just going to get bullied around and pushed like they are right now.
They certainly are. Odd1 also picking up all 3 gold per 10 items, Cage's Lucky Pick, Heart of Gold, and Philosopher's Stone. So he is also quite well farmed. And a great grab, and X Special plays off of that snare, and Loudamortis is going to get almost completely nuked, but Inubish with the response. Dyrus coming down, lands the ultimate Demon Lull in a whole heap of trouble. He drops extremely low, and they're going to try and turn it around. Another great snare from Reginald, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to do much with it. A 1-for-1 exchange, X Special going down, but a fantastic grab from him to drop Loudamortis.
Reginald doing a really good job hiding the start of his binding from Legion, so they're more likely to land. If you don't see the cast animation and the start of that projectile, it's much more likely to land. And since he used that from behind the Wraith Brush, it was able to start that fight so expertly.
TSM continuing to press this middle turret. We saw that was the first time Dyrus had really been a huge factor in that fight. He landed a fantastic ultimate, and Legion definitely paid the price. Demon Lull went so low in that match, but Loudamortis going on, but the spell shield is there. Reginald's going to counter ult. There's the Odd1 with the ultimate as well. Cruiser jumping onto KX will be able to drop him, and Dyrus with a sliver of health. Reginald's going to take out Cruiser, but Demon Lull is on a killing spree. X Special getting the knockup on him. Demon Lull extremely low and out of mana, and it looks like Legion's going to back off. All of them so low, but a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Team Legion.
That was really smart by Legion. Since they had the 1-for-1 trade earlier and Team Solo Mid was still pushed up to Legion's towers, they got their support before X Special was able to arrive and quickly forced that 5v4, picking up the 2-for-1 trade.
And with that 2-for-1 trade, Legion trying to close the gap, but approaching 17 minutes, TSM still very much ahead, 26,500 gold to 21,400 gold. In these even exchanges, do you feel TSM is coming out ahead?
I think Team Solo Mid is still coming out ahead. The fact when you have a Nunu to augment your 80 carries damage late game, that's always an advantage. The double AP, and especially how good Team Solo Mid is at team fighting late game, means if it stretches, they're less likely to make those big late game mistakes. And on top of that, even though Legion has the kill advantage, Team Solo Mid has the objective and the farm advantage by a wide margin. You just look down the minion kill line, 3 members in triple digits for Team Solo Mid, only Demon Lull is in triple digits for LGN, and really almost all of LGN's farm is concentrated onto Corki. So if he gets caught up by one binding or one blad or a pull, or if Nunu manages to snowball him, they're going to lose a lot of damage in team fights.
Demon Lull certainly is farmed and fed. He is 7-1-2, 111 minion kills. He has that Triforce, he has those Berserker Greaves, and he does have that Vampiric Scepter. KX, on the other hand, no slouch, 3-3-2, 145 minion kills. He's actually ahead of Demon Lull in minion kills. Got that Bloodthirster. He really likes getting that early Bloodthirster, and Reginald potentially in a bit of trouble if Loudamortis decides to go onto him, but there are a couple members of TSM to have something to say about it.
And something Legion just did is Leona picked up an Oracle, so they're actually looking to roam around and force some strange team fights. Normally when you're down about 5,000 gold, you don't really look to push up and force, but since they have that Oracles on Leona, that's kind of what they're trying to do. I don't know if they realize, since they see the kills are 11 to 10, how far behind in gold they actually are.
Looks like TSM's going to continue to push down this mid turret. Odd One with that consume, able to push so well, just chomping on those minions. Continuing on, just looking at these items really quick, Reginald has actually picked up his Zhonya's Hourglass, so these team fights are about to get really, really interesting. And Dyrus has not, looks like Dyrus may be buying the Zhonya's as well. He still has that needlessly large rod. He also has a blasting one, so we may see a early Rabadon's death cap from Dyrus.
And the biggest thing right here is Team Solomid was the first team to an Aegis, which means every team fight, their whole team is going to have more armor, more magic resist, and more damage. It's much more power than a lot of people realize. If Team Solomid gets any kind of even team fight, they're going to win because of that item.
And with all that posturing, that item could be the difference between this Dragon. Dragon is up, but neither TSM nor Legion have made a move towards it. They're just opting to sit in mid and push back and forth, but we could see that change quite rapidly. Odd One with that Oracle as he's going to ward clear, and it looks like TSM, oh, there's the grab onto a special. Lotomortis trying to counter snare, but Cruiser getting caught mid-animation by Reginald. Legion trying to force the action, but being forced to disengage by TSM. Odd One continuing to laugh at them.
Spamming the Nunu bot laugh. Everyone on Team Solomid is very adept at hitting the laugh button, especially Dyrus and the Odd One, just to annoy and bait Legion into coming in. Now they're forcing down onto the Dragon. Either they're going to get this clean or Legion's going to try to contest. I pick TSM in this team fight if it happens.
And there's the snare, the flash ultimate going in from Reginald. Nubish going extremely low, trying to get the ult. There he goes, but Reginald's on a killing spree, going to take him out. Odd One is going to take him as well. Dyrus falling extremely low, but that's going to be a double kill for Chaos. DemonLol taking Dyrus out as well as X Special, but a triple kill. No, that is going to be a quadra kill. Are you kidding me? Chaos doing work on Graves.
Coming in big from that team fight, the quadra kill for Chaos. Really just great positioning that entire time. Perfect ultimate landed there by Reginald after they'd already picked up the Dragon, so Legion had no reason to fight that. Team Solomid got the perfect engage. They had the Aegis, they had the goal advantage, they had the Dragon, they had all the items they needed for that fight, and they executed it perfectly, culminating in that excellent quadra kill for Chaos.
What an unbelievable play from Chaos. Great initiate from Reginald, approaching the 21-minute mark. TSM almost 9,000 gold ahead. They have cracked this game wide open.
Now it's really all about them just getting an even bigger item advantage and maybe forcing more objectives, because they have such a big lead here that Legion can no longer even think about fighting them. It's all about avoiding TSM for Legion and just trying to capitalize on their mistakes. TSM doesn't make that many mistakes when they're this far ahead, so Legion has a really tough road ahead of them.
Yeah, TSM so strong at holding that lead. Taking a look at the gold really quick. Chaos with that quadra kill is at 8,700 gold to DemonLol's 7,800, so almost 1,000 gold ahead. He is 7-3 and 3, 165 minion kills. He just picked up his Phantom Dancer as a result of those kills, and also a critical strike cloak.
The great thing about Team Solomid's competition, at least for Chaos, is double APs get everyone low, and then the AD carry goes in and cleans up. So if they continue to team fight, especially with how fed Chaos is now, the cleanup is going to be even better. So if they do another full-on team fight, we could see another quadra kill.
There's certainly a lot of burst coming out from TSM, especially because Dyrus has finished that Rabadon's death cap. Normally we see maybe Will of the Ancients, maybe a Zhonya's. Nope, Dyrus is going to go for straight damage right off the bat.
A little surprising. He needs to get access to a Void Staff because any magic resist that Legion builds is just getting ripped away. They have a couple Megatron Cloaks already to try to counter the double AP of TSM. And really, this is just Legion completely trying to avoid TSM, and TSM just waiting in the jungle, trying to bait them into a Baron fight. They might actually start forcing onto Baron fairly soon to force Legion up and get that engagement that they want so dearly.
It looks like TSM is going to be posturing for this. They want to aggro this Baron. Odd One with that Oracle's has been clearing those wards as well, so Legion doesn't really have vision of this Baron. Legion a little bit spread out, Lotomortis and DemonLol trying to push out that mid lane a little bit. They do have a ward in that brush right by blue buff, but that's pretty much all they have. Oh, never mind, that is actually a sapling.
They're really hamstrung here, and this is great for TSM to push. The only thing they have to scout with are saplings, because aside from that, Legion would pretty much have to just concede Baron or blindly face tech brushes. And that's why they're posturing around Baron so much, because they are in such a power position here. It just takes one wrong brush check by Legion for them to just all die and lose the game. And there they are, they're starting Baron. Legion has to go up to contest, or they're just going to lose the game.
Legion is doing exactly that. Reginald zoning them out a little bit. Odd one on that Nunu is going to be able to drop that Baron so fast with that consume. Reginald is there. DemonLol able to get vision with that Q. Loudermortis and Cruiser, but TSM is able to take them out. Will Reginald be able to land them? Yes, he does get the ultimate. Flashes going out all over the place from Legion. They do not want to fight this. And there is the engaged Cruiser dropping almost immediately. Dyrus super low, but Loudermortis is going to drop. Chaos getting another kill, but Wild Turtle turning around, getting Dyrus. There's the double. Let's see how many he's going to get.
Triple.
There's the triple. Could we see another quadra?
Oh.
No, unfortunately, Cruiser is going to get out of there. Chaos still in hot pursuit. He's going to try and get him with the ultimate. Wow, how much HP did he have? 29 HP. We've seen Chaos execute people so many times with that ultimate. Unfortunately, just shy of a second quadra in this unbelievable game one.
With this, though, Team Solomid gets the Baron. They're now so far ahead, taking down the tower. They should clean up this inhibitor. After that, they're going to be buying their items and just completely bullying Legion all around the map. At this point, it's just how many people can Chaos kill in a row, and that's the story of this game.
KX has been extremely good at killing the entire enemy team thus far. 24 minutes, 30 seconds into this game. TSM with over 12,000 gold lead, 19 kills to 4, 5 turrets to 0. TSM in control of not only the gold, but the global objectives.
Yeah, and I just want to point out how smart TSM is playing right now. A lot of teams would stick around in the jungle a little too long there, since they haven't shopped and they haven't healed from the last team fight and would have got caught up by Legion. But they were just far enough away from the team that they were completely avoided that engagement. Just smart play pretty much this entire game after the really chaotic opening.
TSM has been so methodical throughout this game. Looking at Dyrus, 177 mini kills. He's actually 0-4, but the amount of front-end damage he's been putting out has been devastating. He picked up a second needlessly large rod, so we could potentially see a Zhonya's Hourglass in his future. Morgana, on the other hand, has also picked up a needlessly large rod, so we could potentially see a double AP, double Zhonya's Rabadons for this composition. Chaos grabbing a BF sword, so an Infinity Edge looks to be in his future. TSM in the driver's seat for this game one.
Yeah, and even though Dyrus is 0-4, he's been super impactful in all these team fights. He has 12 assists. If you look at the number of kills he's been involved with, it's only one less than Chaos. This is just how TSM plays team fights with Vladimir. He puts all the front-end damage, he gets as low as he can, and then he puts his blood pool down. He's just trying to draw as much attention onto himself and away from the rest of the team so they can still win team fights. And he's actually executed that to near perfection this game, and the 0-4 score with the 12 assists actually shows how well he's been playing this game.
Yeah, Dyrus always jokes, oh, I get carried, but he doesn't really highlight what he does in these fights, and that's exactly it. And there's a reason why people usually reserve bans for his Vladimir. He is famous for this Vladimir for that reason.
Looks like Team Solomid is just going to be pushing down this bottom tower now. There's almost nothing Legion can do to hold this one. If they try to hold this tower, TSM would flank around behind it, so they're going to have to concede this one and try to hold at their inhibitor turret. It's always difficult, though, once you're down that middle inhibitor, because anyone can flake around from the side if they so choose.
And Chaos and Reginald so strong at clearing, especially with Dyrus. Odd one continuing. The entire team is getting in on the action with the slash laughs. So TSM certainly excited at the lead that they have built. They're up to about 14,000 gold. They're going to push straight onto this, and Legion can't really do much about it.
Taking down that turret quickly. Once they get the second inhib, it's almost lights out for LGN, just methodically taking it down. Legion realized they weren't strong enough to fight a Baron up TSM, so they want to wait until the Baron's down. It's just at what cost, because with two inhibitors, it's very, very difficult to hold the third one.
TSM rotating top lane. They're gonna just take down all three of these inhibitors. Such a methodical play from TSM. We've always talked about their style being very aggressive. Earlier in their career, they really sometimes bordered on reckless. They would make some plays that would be head scratchers, so to speak, but now they have really matured into this methodical team where they have those aggressive plays just like that. X-Special grabbing Loudermortis and almost completely nuking him, and there is Chaos completely destroying everyone. Reginald pops the Zonius, but he is going to drop, and that's going to be a double kill for Chaos, and off he goes. Will we see a triple? No, Xpecial is going to kill steal him, and that's going to be a triple, but potentially a quadra. No, Dyrus getting his first kill, and a lap to follow. Great play from TSM, but actually a shutdown from iNubish. Small consolation as TSM picks up this game 1.
Well played by TSM. I want to see what Legion comes at them with for game 2. High fives being exchanged from the TSM members. GG and well played.
Great play. Congratulations, TSM, taking game 1 against Legion